Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we just finished watching Monday Night Raw. We are 13 days away from WrestleMania. This is episode 40 of the Wrestling Rundown. I'm Travis Colt.
I love Kim Dog.
And Thomas Wolfe is not here.
Nope.
Again.
Spoiler alert. I'm not going to be here next week.
What?
Yeah.
Why are you going to do that?
Personal reasons.
Alright, well. So yeah, we're getting super close to WrestleMania.
Personal reasons are called work.
Yeah, that'll do that. Yeah, we're getting super close to WrestleMania. Raw's building up. Raws are getting good, so let's run through the matches real quick. We had Nikki Bella defeat AJ. Ryback defeated The Miz. The Masters defeated The New Day. We had Mark Henry win a preview of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. We had Ambrose, Bryan, and Ziggler defeat Barrett, Harper, and Stardust in a rematch from last Thursday's SmackDown main event. And then we had
dramatic pauses there.
We had Orton versus Rollins, but we didn't get Orton versus Rollins. So we'll start. We opened up with the Authority.
Sans Hunter and Steph.
Yes. Seth is very degraded at this point after the ass whooping he got from Randy Orton last week. And him and the rest...
I'm going to take it a step past ass whooping. It was a bitch making.
Yeah. Alright. That is a fair statement, sir. He and the rest of the Authority are all really ashamed of themselves for, They accepted Randy Orton, and they brought him back into the Authority, and he completely betrayed them. That was the main thing that Seth Rollins kept saying. It was a betrayal, and he said, "Oh well, a lot of people say, oh well, that's what you did to the Shield." He says, "No, completely different, because what I did to the Shield was securing my future. What Randy Orton did was a betrayal, because we accepted him as family." And there was no... He tried to swerve it, tried to be heel. We had each member of the Authority have their own things to say to...
Sort of.
Well, yeah. Big Show apologized, saying that, he feels somewhat responsible for what happened.
He was the firmest believer in Randy Orton.
Yeah. He was the one that was... so sure that Randy Orton was back. We don't have to worry about Randy. He's totally on our side. Kane said he wasn't as gullible as Big Show, but that Randy Orton sucked him in too, and he...
Whoa, Kane.
That's the same reaction you had when we watched promo.
Inappropriate. TV show.
Saying that,
the kids watching this.
There's no kids watching this.
No, kids watching Raw. So Kane gotta stop the inappropriate talk.
He's Kane. Are you gonna tell him what to do?
I just did.
Fair enough. Jamie Noble was, he was upset. He knew that Joey Nable. He knew that Orton was bad to begin with.
He tried to tell everyone.
But Orton, he hurt me multiple times, but it's not me I care about. It's you, Seth. You're my friend. Not only are you my boss, but you're my friend.
Calls himself the secret weapon of the Authority.
If that comes out as a shirt, I'll buy it immediately.
Waiting for Top Rope Tuesdays to do that.
Oh, God, I hope.
I'm not going to pick these up. I'm going to start playing with them.
Yeah. But he says, you know who that hurt most? It hurt Joey. And Joey is so hurt that he can't talk still.
Speechless.
Just can't take it. But Seth says that, it may have hurt what happened last week, but nothing's going to hurt more by the end of the night than Randy Orton's ego, because he is going to accept Randy Orton's challenge for a match at WrestleMania, but only if Randy Orton agrees to face him in the main event of Monday Night Raw. We get Orton come out. He says, "You know what? I accept your match for the main event tonight, because even if it does mean that I get a 5-on-1 beatdown, which it more than likely will be. But it'll be oh so sweet to get you in a match at WrestleMania. And he says that he has enough venom for every member of the Authority.
That's a lot of venom.
Well, he's a big dude.
So it's the Big Show.
He is.
You're like an elephant trunk for him.
That happened once.
That also led to JBL versus Godzilla.
One of the greatest moments in SmackDown history.
In my opinion, the single most awesome moment in SmackDown history.
We also get, after this whole promo, we get the update that we are getting the contract signing for the U.S. title match coming up at WrestleMania. But our first match of the night, we had Nikki Bella with Brie in her corner taking on AJ with Paige in her corner.
That happened.
This was a very solid match.
Yeah.
This gave me hope that the Bellas are going to bring it at Mania. And with strong opponents like AJ and Paige, I'm hoping that this isn't one of those, like, oh, right, you know, let's tout this match, and then they get, like, 2 minutes at WrestleMania, and then it's over. And with 9 matches on the card, it's very possible that that could be a thing.
I'm looking at it this way. Raw last week had 9 matches on the card.
True.
WrestleMania is an extra hour long.
Fair enough. Let's hope you're right. But Nikki would end up.
I know I'm right.
Right.
It is 4 hours. They confirmed that.
Oh, you're right. All right. Good for you, Kim. Huh? Thank you for that update. I was not aware that WrestleMania was 4 hours long. Nikki would pick up the win. We started getting a face-off between Paige and Brie on the outside, and it kind of distracted AJ because once her and Nikki got thrown back into the ring, because there was a drop kick to AJ, and that set her out. Nikki went out after her, and they had the face-off. The two of them get back in, and Paige and Brie start, smack-talking each other. And Brie actually, does she slap Paige first?
Yes.
Yeah, she
slapped Paige and then pushed her into the post.
Yeah, slammed her into the post, which made AJ turn around and look what happened. And that distracted her long enough to turn back into the forearm from Nikki. Nikki picks her up, hits her with the rack attack. She gets the win. So yeah, I don't know. I'm scared for the match, but I'm also excited because if these four can really pull off just a beastly match at WrestleMania, it's going to do a lot of good things for the Divas division. Why are you glaring at the camera?
Because I give my weekly wag of the finger to Brie Bella.
Why?
Don't be posting my wifey.
Only Kevin Hawk can post Paige. Oh, it was kind of hard to say that. Then we get a backstage.
Glad I'm really good at drinking and laughing at the same time.
We get a backstage interview. Renee Young talking to Big Show and Kane. Kane lets us know that he is allowing Big Show to be in Seth Rollins' corner for the match against Randy Orton. And Big Show goes, "Wait a second, you're allowing it?"
Yeah, they're getting in their little bitch fit, hissy fit tussle.
Yeah,
like last week.
Yeah, they start mouthing off to each other. Rollins comes in and says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! This is the same thing that got you guys sent home early last week. So, but you guys are part of the Authority. You need to, it's true what Stephanie said. You guys aren't looking at the big picture. As part of the Authority, you represent Triple H, you represent Stephanie, and you represent me. So start doing your job."
And then Kane got a little offended.
Yeah, just a little.
And said, "You know what? I'm not going to be here for your match, and I'm extending that same option to the Big Show." And Big Show, without saying anything, basically said, "No, I'm not going to be there either."
Silently said that Seth
Fuck
Rollins
off.
go eat a dick.
Or that.
Then we had Ryback taking on The Miz. Miz and Mizdow still having issues after what happened last week when The Miz tried to go against Ryback.
They had a little screen promo at the beginning of the match.
Yeah.
Miz basically saying if Mizdow doesn't if they don't work together and make sure the Miz wins the Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania, that he's going to fire Mizdow.
Yeah. And at one point during this match, we actually have Ryback knock Miz out of the ring and take him over to Mizdow and tell Mizdow to hit him. And Mizdow starts to you know that he's starting to get to that point where he just wants to punch Miz in the face. But before he can, Miz is able to elbow Ryback in the face, tells him to put the fist down, don't even think about it, takes Ryback in to the ring, and Ryback just completely destroys Miz from that point on. We get Mizdow. Mizdow's on the outside. He doesn't help. He doesn't try to get in and help Miz at all. And it isn't until Ryback leaves the ring that Mizdow gets in, starts to pick up Miz, make sure he's all right. But as soon as he gets him up, Mizdow gets hit with the skull-crushing finale, and Miz leaves him laying in the ring.
Miz, why you gonna be a dick?
Because he's the Miz?
That's right, you are what you eat.
Oh, wait. Maurice is a dick?
Didn't say anything about Maurice.
That's what he eats.
Not according to what he is.
Well, he is kind of a pussy.
This is gonna get awkward.
Only slightly. Okay, so then we had the U.S. title contract signing.
Mm-hmm.
We had the Boy Scout promo from John Cena.
This I felt was. I didn't just feel it was slightly different than all the other contract signings because they didn't have both people out there for the whole signing.
Yeah.
They brought out person A and then let them sign the contract before bringing out person B.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, maybe WWE's way of initially trying to control the timetable of Havoc.
Yeah.
Because if you only have the two people out there for half the time, then maybe they won't start fighting early.
It also did kind of lend itself to what happened during the contract signing. Because we have Cena out there. He makes a statement that as U.S. champion, Rusev represents all of us, and his plan at WrestleMania is to bring the United States title back home to the United States. And then Rusev comes out without Lana, but the goofiest looking terrible excuse of a Russian lawyer.
He was the valet driver from the arena.
Rusev need to leave ring. Parking attendant is going to get hurt. JBL did a better Russian accent than this guy did.
Yeah.
But yeah, the guy playing the lawyer says that
from his idiocy, you could tell he was from Iowa.
I hope JBL said that, not you.
I'm playing the heel commentator.
All right, fair enough. We have the lawyer make the case in point that Rusev didn't actually accept the match with Cena for Mania.
It was Lana.
Yeah, Lana was the one that accepted the match, and Stephanie specifically said that the only way John Cena is getting the match is if he can get Rusev to change his mind and accept.
Yeah, and Lana wasn't there.
Yeah, Lana wasn't there. I actually know why Lana wasn't there.
Why was Lana not there?
Because she is shooting the new WWE films Interrogation. Edge tweeted out that the first day of Interrogation is in the can, and he is starring alongside Lana. So they both
it's an entertaining duo.
They both in the movie. So that is why Lana was not at Raw.
That's also why Edge wasn't at Raw.
Yeah, it's the only reason why Edge wasn't at Raw. He's not permanently injured at all. He's actually going to be at WrestleMania.
Against Lana.
Canada versus Russia.
In a live sex celebration match.
Oh, Edge is good at those. He beat Lita.
Probably going to win.
He beat Lita once. Or Lita beat him. I don't know.
No, I think John Cena and Bed beat Lita and Edge.
This is true. This is a tag team match. So then, the lawyer says the only way that John Cena is going to get this match is if he can hold back his American barbarism and allow Rusev to entirely read this prepared statement he has, which is an entire page of just him running down America, saying that the parents are failures, so the kids are going to grow up to be failures, that the U.S. is going to die.
That all their heroes are failures.
Yeah.
And he looks directly at John Cena as he says that.
Yes. Because John Cena's an American hero.
I don't know. He's an American hero in a way.
He was the Marine.
2 kids.
Yeah.
And if you look at his career, he's not exactly a failure.
That's... Alright. That's a fair statement.
Rusev... got your shit mixed up. Homie.
But all this, as he's saying these things, John Cena gets progressively more and more pissed off. But Rusev does end up signing the contract, and right after he finishes signing it, I don't know why I couldn't say that.
Vicious signing.
Viciously signing the contract. He flips the table at Cena, and him and the fake lawyer run away. And then...
guess who didn't run away?
Who?
Lana. Boo!
He's really mad that Lana wasn't on Raw. The entire crowd's like, we want Lana.
Vote for Paige.
I see what you did there. Cena holds up the contract. He goes, you know what? I still got this, so I'm going to beat your ass at WrestleMania. And then Rusev holds up the U.S. title. The Russian flag comes down, and we get Rusev's music.
I was really hoping he was going to forget what he was holding and try to angry wave his belt.
That would have been hysterical. He might have knocked out the parking attendant, though. Then we had a tag team match. The Masters taking on the New Day. The combination of Kofi Kingston and Big E. Before the match started, we had the Matadors come out and watch from ringside for the whole thing.
Yeah, and the evil Matador costume.
It's not the first time they've worn the red ones, though. They've worn them before.
It's Matador Wolfpack.
Never mind. I'm not going to try and continue that. We had a good...
Too sweet me, bro.
We had a good match between the Masters and the New Day. Masters end up picking up the win after Kofi gets hit with a European uppercut from behind, and Cesaro gets the win. But then we have Xavier Woods, who went over to check on Big E, who took a shoulder to the post and fell out of the ring. He's checking on Big E, and the Matadors get in his face, and they start fighting. They make Xavier Woods eat the fucking barricade.
With the back of his head. Think of it this way. They threw him forwards, but the back of his head hit the guardrail. Yeah,
it was a gnarly guardrail shot. But then the Matadors start to play heel kind of, because they throw Xavier Woods into the ring and pretty much feed him to Cesaro. Cesaro hits the neutralizer and thinks, all right, cool, now I'm in control. And then little Torito springboards from the other side of the ring and hits Cesaro, and Cesaro's kind of stunned for a second. He goes up for a Hurricane Rana and sends Cesaro out of the ring, and the Matadors stand tall while the New Day and the Masters are down on the outside. And speaking of which, the Usos weren't able to be a part of this whole thing because Jay actually got injured last week on SmackDown and is dealing with a shoulder injury. So I'm wondering what they're going to end up doing for this tag team match. If the four corners was originally their idea, or if just those four teams were their initial idea going into Mania, you don't really have. Who would you replace the Usos with? I mean, you've got all the real.
You don't replace the Usos. You just let one of them do both sides of the face paint. Nobody will notice that there's only one of them.
I don't think it works that way.
It absolutely does work that way.
So Jimmy is just going to wrestle the whole match by himself?
Yep. If Carl Anderson can do it.
Alright.
Bullet Club. Too sweet me, bro.
Suck it.
No, I don't know.
This is interesting because I'm really hoping they don't. Because the primetime players
watching this whole segment did make me miss the Usos because it felt like they were a missing piece.
Because they're a very solid part of the tag team division. They're one of the strongest teams. So,
it does make me think that, of course, you could always fall back on, the tag team turmoil idea.
Yeah.
And, if you use a tag team turmoil idea, you can recycle the primetime players.
Yeah, because they're in the Andre Battle Royal.
You can have the Ascension.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're going to put the Ascension on Mania, though.
Do something. Team Heath Slater up with another random person. Seems to be his shtick. But at the same time, I feel like this is crunch time.
Yeah,
and this is
13 days.
This is the time of year where people are most likely to work through injuries.
Yeah. Jay is supposed to be evaluated later this week to get the official word. But as of Raw, they were saying that it wasn't looking good for the Usos. So maybe they're just kind of playing it up, saying that just to make it more impactful when the Usos do announce that they're still going to be part of the tag team title match, whatever it may be. Maybe.
I'd also think it'd be a cool idea. Maybe if you could sub an Uso out for one of the many various members of the Samoan family.
That'd be maybe
you'd have like
Jimmy and Rikishi.
Yeah, you have Rikishi in there. Really, any of them, because the Samoan guys wrestle until they die.
That's true. Haku.
There's so many of them, and they're going to be there at WrestleMania weekend because of Rikishi being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
True.
So there's going to be an abundance of them. We could see the return of Deuce.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't think they'd do that on Mania, but
Manu.
That's less likely than Deuce.
Hey, it's WrestleMania. Anything can happen. In our next segment, we had J&J back there with Seth. Seth is like, oh man, can you believe Big Show and they're what are they doing? They're acting like children.
Can you believe what they did? And Jimmy was like, yeah. It's because you're a tool, Seth.
He didn't call him a tool.
Quit being such a dick bag.
He didn't call him a dick bag either.
It's nothing but just a big bag full of dicks. Jamie Noble's words.
Not so much. It was,
it was all context.
Seth was so sure that he was going to have the authority on his side for this, and he's talking to J&J, and Jamie goes, you know what? If you would have just listened to me, when we were bringing Randy Orton back, we wouldn't be in this mess. And Rollins was like, oh, so you're, I didn't know I didn't know you had so many talents that you were not only securing, but you're also going to, you're going to try and boss around the person you're supposed to be securing. And he says, well, you're letting this future of the WWE, this Mr. Money in the Bank thing go to your head. And Rollins is like, well, I have half a mind to fire you right now. And Jamie says, well, you can't fire me because I quit. And Jamie storms out. And
it's also like, yeah, Joey, we don't need him, do we?
Yeah, we got this, right, Joey? And Joey goes, and walks away. And so now, at this point, Rollins is completely alone.
Pretty much.
He's got no one in his corner.
Yeah, everyone left him, and he's going to cry, and he's going to go to Mommy and Daddy.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
We'll get there in a second. We had the controversial comments from Brock Lesnar about Roman Reigns.
That was a thing.
He dropped an F-bomb at the end, saying he was going to fuck up Roman Reigns.
Wow.
I know Roman Reigns is thinking the same thing. He got really scared. Yeah, I mean, it's hard for Brock Lesnar to be controversial when we block out what he says.
Mm-hmm.
When it's censored and we don't hear it actually happen, it's like, okay, he said a bad word. They do that on TV all the time. So, I mean...
Yeah, I just think they tag on that word controversial to anything they want to get people to listen to.
True. Just try and make it sound bigger than it actually is.
Yeah.
We had Big Show destroy Eric Rowan.
At least they didn't call it attitudinal. It's my least favorite Michael Cole word ever.
As opposed to any and all other. I don't know. May I have your attention, please? It's a series of Michael Cole words that I'm not a fan of.
I like the anonymous Raw GM.
That makes one of us.
I have my home version.
If that fucker starts beeping and telling me what to do, I'm gonna lose it.
Yeah, we had a scheduled match between Big Show and Eric Rowan.
Okay, we're moving on now.
But Big Show did not let the scheduled match happen.
No.
Instead, he attacked Eric Rowan, punched him a couple times, put him on the rope, bottom rope, and started bouncing him into the apron.
Yeah, he was like repeatedly just hitting his face on the apron.
And then he elbow dropped him off the ropes.
After a knockout punch.
Like...
It wasn't a very good knockout punch. I was glad he did the elbow drop.
Just like how often, it's like 2 weeks in a row, Big Show has hit an off the ropes move.
He's trying to prove his worth, man. I think he's been getting a lot of negative chants at house shows and stuff like that, like please retire and stuff like that. So he's trying to show
That's
the
rude,
fact that,
guys.
Yeah,
he's trying his best.
The fact that he's been with WWE for
what, 1 billion years?
I don't think it was that long.
Since 99.
Yeah. So 16 years at this point. It's been a long time. The fact that he can still go at the pace that he does and do the things that he's just now starting to do. He hasn't done stuff like that in WWE in a long time. He was fairly agile when he first came around, but then they slowed him down. They made him the Giant. They wanted him to be the power guy.
I think nature did that.
I mean, as far as his ability in the ring.
I still think nature did that.
Whatever.
That's age. Just when you're that big, it happens a lot faster.
Okay. So yeah, this is just kind of building more of the animosity towards certain people that are in the Honor the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. So it wasn't necessary to be on there, especially with Big Show being part of the whole let's screw Seth Rollins. We don't want to be in his corner. I don't know. It's kind of weird having him on there. But we got the next inductee into the Hall of Fame. We're getting Larry Zbyszko.
The living legend.
Living legend. That's pretty cool. I don't know much about Larry Zbyszko. I first started learning about him when we started watching TNA.
But you did recently watch him versus Eric Bischoff.
I did.
Starrcade 97.
Yeah, Starrcade 97. I did recognize that little bit. Didn't know that he was trained by Bruno Sammartino. That's pretty cool. And the whole story about him and Bruno's feud when he first got into wrestling was really cool. So, yeah, that's just another legend that we can add to our list that we get to see at the Hall of Fame. And then we had the Honor the Giant Memorial Battle Royal preview. There was Kane, Goldust, Fandango, the Primetime Players, Heath Slater, Adam Rose, Swagger, Mark Henry ended up coming out.
You're missing 2 people, I think.
Curtis Axel, and I don't know what that means. Oh, Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder. Sorry, Thomas, don't hurt me. Mark Henry ends up winning this whole thing. It was funny though because we had Axel step out of the ring and hang out by the trophy while everyone's fighting each other off. And the last 2 in the ring, we get Big Show, or not Big Show. We get Kane and Mark Henry.
Well, when did Big Show get there?
In my mind, he was there the whole time.
Oh,
He was the Andre the Giant little statue guy. And then he grew, like Rita from Power Rangers. My monster grow.
Alrighty.
But no, so we have the final face-off between Kane and Mark Henry. Mark Henry's about to eliminate Kane. Axel gets in to try and do the double elimination. Mark Henry drops Kane, but just turns around and looks at Axel like, the fuck do you think you're doing?
Yeah, Axel had a solid, firm grasp around one of Mark Henry's tree trunks, but Mark Henry just kind of had this look like,
really?
You're getting close to my junk, boy.
He didn't appreciate it. And needless to say, Axel got eliminated, not from the Royal Rumble.
Nope, still there.
But from the Memorial Battle Royal preview. And Mark Henry stood tall, so he's officially in the Battle Royal. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with. So we'll have to see how he fares. We get an update on SmackDown. We're getting a 6-being interspecies tag team match.
I cannot not giggle at that phrase.
6-being, because we have the Masters and Natalya taking on the Matadors and El Torito. And I am super excited to see El Torito versus Natalya. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. What does he want?
I don't know.
I'm supposed to read the message.
There was no message.
Oh,
there it is. Here it is. It's just hi to Travis Colt. Love you too. Anonymous Raw General Manager.
Then we had Paul Heyman come out and speak his mind as
he's got a haircut. Pretty sure. His hair's looking like super short.
No.
Now it's receding from both directions.
Ever since he cut his ponytail off.
It's just been shrinking.
It's just gonna meet in the middle back there, and eventually
it's absorbing back into his head.
He's gonna have like the Tyson Kid, just the little spikes in the front.
It'd come out like Play-Doh.
That sounds so gross.
But yeah, I mean, this is Heyman. He cuts a promo, which is Paul Heyman, so it's obviously an easy to listen to promo.
Yeah,
and then. This is one of the first times in a long time Heyman has delivered the line, or is delivering the line is going to be interrupted. And he goes on to talk about Roman Reigns and, how he thinks Roman Reigns is cool and, like, basically recapping that one video package they did of Roman Reigns. But then he gets to the part where he just starts repeating he can't over and over and over again. And they're like, okay, well, here comes Roman Reigns.
And then he says, Roman, your father should have told you, and then that's where the music hits. And he goes, fuck, well, here he comes. So then, yeah, Roman...
It's obvious that Roman was going to come out.
Yeah, it was a very obvious interruption cue. So then we have Roman Reigns come down and say he doesn't have an issue with Paul Heyman because Paul Heyman is really just warning everyone who he is and where he comes from. Because he called him not the next Samoan American, he's the next Samoan Americant because he can't beat Brock Lesnar. So he goes, you know what, you're a great talker. I don't have an issue with you because you're actually you're giving compliments to my family. But my problem is with your client, so now I'm going to talk to him. And so then he faces the hard camera, does the usual, I can and I will. I think that t-shirt's super hokey.
You and the rest of the world.
He just said that phrase last week.
They've been waiting.
You could have waited till, like, Mania.
That would have made it hokier.
Maybe after Mania.
No, because then it would be I can and I did. Hopefully.
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh, God.
But yeah, he's...
If he loses, I hope he comes out with a shirt that says, I couldn't.
I tried and I failed. But yeah, he says, I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I'm going to be WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and I believe that. And then when we come back from commercial, we have Renee Young meet up with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman saying,
God, Renee Young is hot.
Good job, Dean.
Hot.
We had Paul Heyman says, Roman Reigns wants to try and play games. He wants to try and play chess with the chess master. Well, checkmate. Next week, he's going to give Roman Reigns the chance to say whatever he wants to Brock Lesnar's face because he will have a face-to-face with Brock Lesnar next week on Monday Night Raw.
I'll make a bold prediction here.
We gonna get a fight.
Lesnar's going to get punched in the face.
You think he's going to let that happen?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I don't think you're going to let it happen. I think it's just going to happen.
All right. Then we had our rematch from SmackDown last week. We had Ambrose, Bryan, and Ziggler taking on Barrett, Harper, and Stardust in a 6-man tag match. We had R-Truth come out afterwards, make his way slowly towards the commentator's table.
And he was going awkwardly slow.
Yeah, he wasn't. There was no dancing. He wasn't. He was
didn't rap his theme song.
Nothing real special. He was just walking. He was taking his time. And it wasn't until the match got started, you see him doing his little side shuffle, that he's got the Intercontinental title strapped to the back of his coat.
It's like a giant clip.
It's like the biggest clothespin you've ever seen on the collar of his jacket, and from it is hanging the Intercontinental title. So he goes over to commentary, which is just hilarious as usual.
JBL and R-Truth need to have a podcast together. Something.
Oh, that might be too much.
No, that's Scott Taylor and Brian Christopher.
Oh, right.
But no, they click.
It is such a phenomenal.
Well,
it's such a phenomenal team.
Let's get the JBL and Cole show, which is now the JBL not Cole show. It needs to be the JBL and R-Truth show.
Have R-Truth dress up as Michael Cole?
Oh God.
he
JBL
he could be Kizzle. JBL and Kizzle show. But yeah, so Ambrose, Bryan, and Ziggler end up getting the win after. You get just all this chaos towards the end. You get Daniel Bryan diving through the ropes. You get Ambrose doing an elbow drop onto Barrett, and it was just all out chaos. Ambrose ends up getting the win when he ducks the bullhammer and hits the Dirty Deeds on Wade Barrett. But then
he actually caught the bullhammer and spun it into Dirty Deeds.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, which is even cooler.
He grabbed the bull by the hammer.
Spun around.
A lot dirtier. This is a lot dirtier than getting the bull by the horns.
Well, Dirty Deeds, done by Dean Ambrose.
Dirty Deeds done by Dean.
Then we just get what we're so used to with the Intercontinental title the last couple of weeks, just all out chaos.
Yeah.
Because we get Dean Ambrose thrown into JBL, which causes R-Truth to get up.
Kicks him.
Yeah, which causes R-Truth to get up. Luke Harper now sees that the title is strapped to R-Truth's back. So he sidesteps around R-Truth and is backing up. Stardust takes the title off of his back, jumps into the crowd, runs around. He gets met by Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose beats the crap out of him, takes the title. He's walking back towards the barricade. Stardust hits Dean Ambrose, who drops the title on the other side of the barricade. Truth picks it back up, and then
Harper did his pop out of nowhere again.
Yeah.
He's really good at... That's Luke Harper's respawning point is at the edge of the ramp.
Just right there.
And he gets knocked down, he goes, boom, and he respawns at the edge of the ramp.
And so R-Truth realizing,
all those times that when the Wyatt family came out, the lights went out, and when they came back on, the Wyatt family's standing there at the ramp.
Just the default spot?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's their default respawn point.
So, R-Truth has got the title. He's face-to-face with Harper, and he realizes, okay, I've done this twice now, and last time it didn't work out very well. So he throws the title into the ring, which allows...
Daniel Bryan grabs it.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan and Dolph Ziggler both grab a side of it. They're kind of arguing. They start exchanging punches to each other. Then Wade Barrett gets in and just bull hammers. First Stardust gets in, tries to do the disaster kick.
Ziggler ducks.
Hits him with a super kick. Then
Harper comes in, tries to brute Bryan.
Boot Bryan. Bryan ducks, goes to the other side, hits the running knee. Then we have Wade Barrett come in. Bull hammer. Ambrose tries to get up. Bull hammer. And he goes, does anybody else want some? Come on. Who's the bloody man? And Wade Barrett finally has his title again. He meets R-Truth on the outside. And he kind of like stares R-Truth down for a little bit. And then ends up delivering a bull hammer to him as well. So after, 3 weeks of the Intercontinental Hot Potato, we've got 13 days away from WrestleMania, and Wade Barrett can officially say he's the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, I mean, this was an active event for the Intercontinental Champion.
It was, and it was so much fun.
It traded like 8 times tonight.
Yeah, I think everybody had a hold of it at least once, except for Harper. Harper never actually had a hold of the title.
No.
So then
R-Truth is now like a 24-time Intercontinental Champion.
Just in the last 3 weeks. We get Seth Rollins digs his grave a little deeper because he goes running to mommy and daddy saying, can you believe what these guys have been doing? They're leaving me all by myself. Like,
what are you going to do to fix it? And you watch just like
Stephanie and Triple H go, excuse me? And Stephanie even goes, what are we going to do to fix it? You made your bed, Seth. This is something that you have to deal with. And he goes, what do you mean I have to deal with this all by myself? And Triple H gets in his face and he goes, oh, are you done playing hide and seek with Sting? Are you actually going to do something now? And it's just, it's super uncomfortable. Like, Rollins is just screwing himself over more at this point. So yeah, Stephanie and Triple H are both just, staring at him like he's freaking crazy at this point. And Stephanie tells him to man up if he can, and deal with Randy Orton by himself. And Triple H finishes it off by saying, you need to leave now before your situation goes from bad to worse. Mm-hmm. So Seth Rollins, at this point, has now alienated the entire authority, and no one is coming out to help him in his main event match. Aww. Poor Seth Rollins. Then just before our main event, we had Bray Wyatt responding to what happened last week when The Undertaker accepted his challenge for a match at WrestleMania.
He got a pretty red urn.
Yeah, Wyatt has his own urn with the ashes from the chair that was scorched by the lightning last week. He makes references to Sister Abigail and how beautiful she was when he first saw her sitting in the chair. And
it's really, really sentimental about that chair if he gave it its own urn.
Hey, man. He ain't got no family. Maybe that chair's the one thing he's got.
I also want to know, did he take the chair to the back and just let it keep burning?
Probably. That's what I got out of it. It was obviously the chair isn't going to burn up in the middle of the ring there because we would have seen it happen. So I'm guessing at this point it's been destroyed by Dean Ambrose and it's been scorched by The Undertaker. I think he's like, you know what? I'm going to officially retire this chair and give it a proper, well, not a proper burial, but a cremation. And
it'll be back.
It's a pretty awesome urn, though.
You watch, that chair will be back.
He'll get a... Well, he's saying that after he beats The Undertaker, he's ascending to his throne. So maybe we're going to get a throne instead of...
a rocking throne.
A rocking throne. It's going to be like the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones, just rocking chair style.
Yeah, it's going to be like what old man Triple H is going to be doing for his entrance in 20 years. Triple H is WrestleMania 50 entrance.
But yeah, Bray Wyatt pretty much saying that, last year we saw the end of the streak. We saw a broken soul. You haven't been able to show your face, and I understand that. But at WrestleMania, it's going to be your requiem. It's going to be your final resting place. And behold, the new face of fear. Do you think we're going to get Undertaker showing up next week on Raw? Or do you think they're going to wait till Mania?
At this point, I think they're going to wait till Mania to have him appear in person.
Okay. So
I feel like
we'll get another message next week.
I feel like it's going to be Message Time, Part 2.
Okay.
I feel like we might even see Undertaker on the Tron.
Oh, okay.
In a sort of the same way we've been seeing Bray Wyatt. And I'm almost thinking, like, I'd like to see it be, like, the setting up, like, with the screen goes black and you're seeing what's on the Tron and you see, like, the fog rolling around and you expect it to be Bray Wyatt, but it ends up being The Undertaker.
Ooh.
Sort of doing that.
So maybe like, almost like, maybe we have Bray Wyatt doing a promo and we get, like, that whole, like, screen work thing and we think it's over, but then Bray Wyatt's still standing in the ring and he realizes, okay, something's not right here, and then we get the message or...
Yeah, and I'm almost thinking that if we do have this message from The Undertaker, that we're still not going to see his face.
Okay.
We'll see the hat, or his back, or his torso with the coat on, over his wrestling attire. Mm-hmm. But
I'm still hoping...
I think the running theme that is being... Because Bray Wyatt really actually just came out and said it, that he hasn't been able to show his face. So I think the running theme is that we'll just see Undertaker from the neck down, basically, until Mania.
So yeah, as far as Undertaker, I've been hoping for, like, a mashup of the two Undertaker characters we've gotten. Almost like a pseudo-gothic biker kind of look going on. So I'm kind of hoping we see something like that. Maybe we get, like, a reference towards it on Raw. But that's probably just me hoping. We're probably just going to get regular Dead Man.
Because I was going to say, there hasn't been any sort of allusion to the fact that these two gimmicks are going to come together.
I know. It's a hope of mine. I want to see something new. Something drastically new for The Undertaker.
We're late for that.
Yeah. At least a look. You know, it doesn't have to be... It doesn't have to be like a new move set or anything. Just a new look. A new look for, like, the... Obviously, he's not going to be around for, you know, that much longer. You know, if this is, like, his last match, or if, like, you know, next year's his last match, you know, give us something... I don't know. I want something new. So, I'm hoping for it. But anyway, then we had our main event. We have Randy Orton come out. He's looking real confident. Then we have Seth Rollins come out, who's not looking confident at all. He doesn't even go down to the ring yet. He stands up at the top of the stage and says, "You know what, Randy? It took you 3 weeks to connive and manipulate your way through the Authority and make us all look like fools." And he's looking around. He's hoping that someone's there. And then he kind of puts his hand up to his face and then starts laughing. And he goes, "But it only took me 3 hours to make a fool out of you." He turns around, the Authority music hits, and the entire Authority, including Triple H and Stephanie, come walking out. So all of these segments throughout the night have just been a ruse to make Randy Orton think that he had this main event in the bag.
Called it in my head.
When Rollins came out, like, I initially thought, okay, I can't imagine that they're going to do this match on this Raw specifically. So I was kind of expecting a swerve. I wasn't totally sure what it was going to be, but when the Authority came out, I was like, okay, this is cool. I liked the entire night-long setup to this plot twist here at the end. So the entire Authority starts walking down to the ring. They start surrounding. Before they get down there, Randy Orton grabs a chair because he knows shit's about to go down. And Randy Orton's ready to face off against every member of the Authority. And just before they step into the ring, lights go out. Lights come back on. Sting's in the ring. Authority attacks. And then we get chairs and bats being swung around.
Baseball bats, not animals.
Oh, that's what that was? Oh, man.
Baseball bat. No,
okay.
It wasn't a vampire bat.
I always get those two confused.
Fruit bat.
Well, they look so much alike. I get them confused. But yeah, they take out the entire Authority. Sting gets really mad at his jacket, throws it, Triple H catches it, and brushes that shit off his shoulder.
His jacket's flying towards me. He goes, bitch, please.
I've been catching jackets for years.
I used to travel with Ric Flair. Man threw his jacket all the time. We call that naching.
Okay, so initially when the lights come back on, Randy Orton was holding the chair, like ready to attack, and then when Sting comes in,
no,
he's looking
he wasn't holding the chair ready to attack. He's holding the chair like this. And you can't attack with a chair like this.
Well, no, he's ready to. He's got it out, ready to swing it whatever direction people are coming. Because he's got guys on all four sides.
I feel like he's like doing one of the Hulkamania poses while holding onto the chair.
Maybe that's what he was thinking. But yeah, he's got the chair ready.
Yeah, Sting shows up and he just looks confused.
He's like, the fuck? Okay. And then they start fighting. They leave J&J in the ring together. They're in the corner. Sting hits the Stinger Splash. Then hits the Scorpion Death Drop on Jamie Noble. Joey Mercury gets an RKO. And the Authority is fucking livid. Triple H is yelling Sting's name again and again, which seems to be his thing every time.
It's a Star Trek thing.
This is like, Khan! Yeah, so Seth Rollins' plan, Triple H's plan was completely thwarted by Randy Orton and Sting.
Sting, man. He's the best at showing up at opportune times to thwart Authority plans.
Yeah. Well, he is the vigilante. It's kind of like Batman showing up at the right time to thwart a gang.
Vigilantism is his thing.
He's good at
it.
Yeah.
His name is Sting.
Now there was a post-match like exclusive interview on the network. We didn't get a chance to see it, so if we do, we'll probably talk about it in a later video this week. But it was going to be an exclusive interview with whoever won out of Seth Rollins and Randy Orton,
which ended up being Randy Orton and Sting.
Yeah. So it was an exclusive interview with Randy Orton and Sting. So if we see it, we'll talk about it in a later video this week. But that was it for Raw. That's it for this week's Raw review. Be sure to stay tuned throughout the week. We are going to have more videos. We got indie news, 5 matches so bad they're good.
Yeah, this is the 5 matches that are hard to watch. 5 not good matches, guys. So we gotta be excited for that.
Yeah.
Be excited for matches that people don't like.
It's gonna be awesome. We got Fantasy Warfare results. I'm deciding who's winning in a 60-man Iron Man match. A 60-minute Iron Man match.
A 60-man Iron Minute match. 60 men, whoever can get the most falls in 1 minute.
Between Dean Ambrose and Edge, and just for shits and giggles, special referee Bryce Remsburg. You didn't see the picture we posted? It's on there. It's official.
Yeah, I know.
It's official. We're going to have predictions for TakeOver. TakeOver is next Wednesday. So we're going to get the official card by the end of NXT this week. And we'll be having the SmackDown Rundown like we always do. So be sure to look for those videos. Like, favorite, subscribe. All of our information down in the description. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr. You can email us. All sorts of stuff. And...
what he said.
Yeah. Because I know what I'm talking about. So be sure to wait for more videos and enjoy the rest of episode 40. Again?
I have a announcement from the anonymous Raw general manager.
Now what's he saying?
He's saying that we're going to WrestleMania.
Oh.
And NXT.
Oh, yeah.
Says he hopes that makes up for the annoying do-do-do.
I'll forgive him this time. Probably not next time.
What?
Now what does he want? Okay, now, you know what? All right, that's it. Cut the feed. Stop this.